Hi everyone and hi to Madam Aziz. Today we are going to present about insolvency and winding up. My name is Stephanie Busayaya and this is my teammate.
Hi, my name is Rocha Banya, Stephanie Busa partners in this presentation.
So this is our list of content. We are going to present definitions, causes, how to overcome, an example of insolvency, definition, types, how to overcome, and conclusion of winding up. So what is insolvency? Insolvency is a state of financial distress in which a person or business is unable to pay their debts. Insolvency is when liabilities are greater than the value of the company or when a debtor cannot pay the debts they own. There are two types of insolvency. The first one is cash flow insolvency. This occurs when a person or company has assets but lacks the liquid capital to pay their debts on time. They may have valuable assets but this cannot be quickly converted into cash to settle debts. And the second one is balance sheet insolvency. This occurs when a person or company total liabilities exceed their total assets. In other words, they own more than they can earn. There are three causes of insolvency. The first one is overborrowing. Taking on too much debt without a sustainable repayment plan can lead to financial strain. When debt obligation exceed the company capacity to generate income, insolvency becomes a risk. The second one is poor financial management. Inadequate financial planning, overspending, or mismanagement of funds. Proper financial planning and monitoring are crucial to avoid this situation. And the third one is cash flow problem. Inefficient cash flow management can contribute to insolvency. Late payments from customers, excessive overhead costs, or inadequate cash reserve can strain a company's ability to pay debts on time. And how to overcome insolvency? The first one is cost reduction. Implement cost-cutting measures to reduce overhead and operational expenses. And the second one is increase revenue. Identify new revenue streams or improve existing ones to enhance cash flow. And the third one is asset liquidation. Consider selling non-essential assets to raise funds and pay off immediate debts. So this is an example for insolvency. For example, Toy R Us. The background Toy R Us was a well-known toy and juvenile product retailer. The insolvency scenario, the company faced financial difficulties due to various factors including increased competition from online retailers, changing customer preference, and high operating costs. The impact of insolvency to the Toy R Us is, despite efforts to reorganize, the company eventually decided to liquidate its assets and close all its stores in 2018, leading to the end of an iconic brand.
I will present about the winding up. Winding up refers to the process of liquidating a firm. When a corporation is closing, it stops doing business as normal. Its primary aim is to liquidate shares, repay creditors, and transfer any residual assets to partner or shareholders. The phrase is identical with liquidation, the act of transforming assets into cash. Winding up have two types. The first type is compulsory winding up and the second is voluntary winding up. I will tell you about compulsory winding up. Compulsory winding up happens when a court orders the winding up of a company or a business for legal reasons such as insolvency. This is to supervise the procedure and guarantee that assets are allocated equitably among creditors, where the court appoints a liquidator. For example, there's a company called SR Limited that has failed to pay its debt. The creditors can petition the court for compulsory winding up, which means the court will order the company to be liquidated. This involves selling off its assets to pay creditors and ultimately closing the company down. The second type of winding up is voluntary winding up. A voluntary winding up of a business can be initiated by its partner or shareholders, typically by the adoption of a resolution. The shareholders may start a winding up if the company is insolvent in order to protect themselves from bankruptcy and, in some situations, personal culpability for the debts of a business. For example, ACD Furniture decides to close its door voluntarily. The owner gathers and agrees to sell off all the assets, pay off debts, and distribute any remaining money among themselves. They then formally dissolve the company, ensuring all legal obligations are met. This process called voluntary winding up. And as you can see here in the slide, we can see how to overcome winding up. There are three ways, which is assess financial situation. This is where we analyze the company finances to see if it can pay off its obligation and carry on the business as usual. This might entail looking for extra funds or renegotiating the condition of payment with the creditors. The second one is restructuring. Restructuring is where we examine the company possibilities for reorganizing the business to restore its financial viability. This may have involved selling non-core assets, cutting back on operation, or broadening the company's line of businesses. And the last one on how we overcome the winding up is implement cost-saving measures. This is where we determine where expenses can be cut without sacrificing necessary activities. This could have meant renegotiating contracts, reducing overhead costs, or allocating resources as efficiently as possible. And the last one is conclusion. The conclusion of our presentation is insolvency is like running out of money before we have paid off our debts. Kind of like when we spend all our allowance before the end of the month. And the winding up happens when a business is in so much financial trouble that it has to close down permanently. Similar to shutting down a club because it can't cover its expenses anymore. And this is our presentation. Thank you and have a nice day.